have our women break from traditional roles. Um, I think that has been the biggest thing. So as we understand, as they had upward mobility in education, upward mobility in the workplace in terms of their careers, um, these attitudes that they get uh, from these rewards sort of makes it hard for us um, to deal with them. Not the fact that they uh, reached a certain level in education or in their careers or bringing their goals into fruition. We welcome that, but that doesn't mean you forget how to be a woman. And so we don't talk about that aspect of it in terms of men leaving the home, right? We don't talk about that. So my question was, on one hand, Black men were absent fathers. And on the other hand, you have people conducting studies saying that Black men are the most compassionate fathers. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, wait a minute. That's antithetical. So something is not adding up. And so when we look at it, we need to look at maybe what drove us from the home, right? I was listening to Dr. T. Hassan, and he was talking about men leaving the home out of protest. Yeah. And it kind of shook me, like not being respected at home, not being valued at home, not being tended to at home. We understand the pressures of the economy. We understand all of that, right? I'm not saying that those things are not a factor, but to say we were absent, we sort of believed in these studies. And you know how y'all know how I am with studies. I like to deal with what PhDs are writing, but I don't think we look into the studies and find out the context of the studies. For instance, where they talk about these fathers not being in the home as one of the reasons why Black males are acting up. Well, no, he wasn't a deadbeat because he simply wasn't in the home. That's a beef between maybe the mother and father, but they don't talk about the fathering that was going on while he was outside the home. Right? We don't talk about that, and a lot of this comes from, again, the hurt and the emotions that our women are and were experiencing at a certain time in life. So I think it's more of that. I think it's more of them believing because she has 2 or 3 baby daddies and this guy's not in their life, and she might know a couple of friends who have a baby daddy who is not in their life, but they don't understand the context around that. I had a conversation when I was in college, and I called myself a deadbeat dad. Wow. A deadbeat dad, because a deadbeat dad is a dad that is not tending to or handling his responsibilities as a father, right? And I had that conversation, but I had the mother of my children kept my children away from me. She moved from state to state to state to state, and still, it is my fault. I'm the one that is being judged or seen as somebody who is not willing to step up to the plate and handle his responsibilities. So it's so many different things that go into this moniker of deadbeat dad or absentee fathers that we're not truly considering.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Darian, you got something to add to that?
Much, man.
T?
Let me go with somebody else.
I call bullshit. That's it. I call bullshit. I'm a father. And every guy that I know that looks like me, and a lot of them that don't look like me, they're fathers. Like, I don't know any dude that's not actively involved in his child's life. And as far as the rearing process goes.
Let me ask, rhetorically, how many deadbeat dads do you know?
0.
You see what I'm saying? And you know, see, I think what happens is that the this this scale in which the deadbeat father is weighed is such a um it is so skewed and so imbalanced in his weighing of the father. Let's say you can have a father who's highly successful. We could go to like a Kirk Franklin, right? Let's go to Kirk Franklin's story. And his son came out trying to blast him for not being a good father, and the mother was like, the mom even had to come out like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Your dad was a great dad." You know what I'm saying? Kirk Franklin had another wife, and the mama was like, "Yo, nah, I can't let this go on." Because I think a lot of times what we are being measured by is so unfair because I want to have you here, but I want you making a lot of money too. I can't be making a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? I can't provide. I have my son on here, and my son to tell you, he had wrestling meets. His father, me, was just getting into my really understanding what it was to build my business at being a barber, right? Even though I had cut hair before at another place before, this was really something I was like, okay, this is something I gotta use to sustain my family, and not just for me to buy clothes or buy school clothes, no shit. This is something I could pay for school with, stuff like that. I had to learn that, and so at the time, my son Darian was having wrestling meets. I paid for everything. But I told him, I said, I'm sorry I can't, be there. So, with you, I say, but in order for you to be where you are, I have to be here, taking care of the business, to provide for you to be able to do the things and pursue that dream that you want to pursue. Now, I may not see you, and believe me, I want to see you. But my thing is, I want to know that I'm making a way for my son to move further in life, even if I don't see it, even if I'm not there to meet him at the finish line. I do want to know, and I want him to know that he always has my support, even if he doesn't see me. You see what I'm saying?
Let me get in here. Let me ask you something. All of us, anybody.
Yes, sir.
With that reality, what do we think a woman feels about a man not being able to be a part of that specific part of fathering, that specific part of going to the wrestling meets or going to the football game? Like, if he's not able to attend, how do we think they feel about that? And what role does that play into, so to speak, the absentee father thing also?
If we're talking about a woman would understand. A woman would understand. We're talking about something that's less than the woman. She probably wouldn't care. A female, she probably wouldn't care, but she would drudge up some feelings of anger or disappointment or resentment to place on that child. Because the thing is, as a woman, the woman understands, oh no, no, he's doing this. Because she would see, even if he's not with her, especially if he's not with her, she would see, okay, he's keeping this burden off of me, and he's also helping his son pursue his dream, or his child pursue their dream. You see what I'm saying? So her feelings, a woman would understand that. Someone childish and imbecilic, they would see a reason to create resentment and disdain for that man and the work that he's doing. I've been there. I've been on both sides. That's why I can speak. So,
man, listen, man. Like I said earlier, bro, and I hate to be this dude, but somebody got to be him. So I'm gonna wear the hat proudly. I'm not gonna continue to entertain the BS. I ain't doing it. And I'm speaking from personal experience.
Yes, sir.
I've been told that I'm a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
You know. So, hell, you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Jay was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I wasn't cashing out. I'm a deadbeat dad. No, but let's think about it. You got a house. I bought it. In my Beyonce bought. The shoes on your feet, I bought them. You know what I'm saying? The house you live in, I bought it.
Right.
You feel me? The lights you turn on, you don't have to pay a bill. The gas you use, you don't have to pay a bill.
Yeah.
How am I not providing for my family?
Well,
I don't have to do it monetarily. I don't have to do it monetarily. There's so many ways for me to be a man and provide certain things for my family or for my children to not be considered a deadbeat.
Right. Absolutely.
Fuck out of here. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, man.
Well, you, bro, you know my story. But I want to be careful, and I don't want to do to females or women what they do to us. I want to be clear that this is not about bashing them in any type of way.
Yeah,
it's about
woman podcast.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We ain't no anti-woman. This ain't no anti-woman thing.
Oh, we love it.
Let me clarify. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the narrative, it all comes from the same place. And I'm not against you. I'm not your enemy. I am literally your partner. Let's be partners.
Yes, sir. No, I get you. I'm 100% with you. I would also, add this, into the deadbeat, to destroying the myth of the deadbeat father. In my line of work, being a barber, I see fathers coming to the barbershop with their sons. And when I tell you that seeing the level of compassion that these fathers have for their sons, and what I mean by that is the affection that you see that the son would, the son that want to lean on the father, the father be doing some shit and the son just like leaning right. Dude, dad sitting like this looking at his phone. The son want to lean right on dad's shoulder, while dad leaning on the phone and look out the window. You know what I'm saying? Big ass 9-year-old boy, and the father don't say nothing. Father just hold him up there. You know what I'm saying? Because he love him. You'll see the son, lean in on his dad, like he whispering, telling his dad, he better not mess up when you get a haircut. And the father just laugh. You know what I'm saying? You better not move when you're getting this haircut. You know what I'm saying? It's just so beautiful just to see the level of, compassion and so many, the amount of fathers, the dudes don't even think that you would say, nah, this nigga's a deadbeat. Like you would, I mean, like literally the way society is, like, that nigga's a deadbeat. Wrong. This dude coming in carrying his crippled baby. You know what I'm saying? Baby 10 years old, he come in carrying him, putting him, sitting him next to him because the boy legs, I don't know the disease that it is or the disability. I don't want to say disease, the disability and has been stricken with, so I don't want to speak to it like that. But you can see that the little fella legs, are folded, and the father carries the boy in, talk his talk.
We don't gotta even like this ain't nothing to be pat on the back. This is who we are.
This is who we are.
This ain't no pat nobody on the back.
Always
we love our children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
To hell with love. To hell with loving them. We care for our children.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
In fact, I tell you like this. I told this brother on this podcast, I said, man, you made me feel like it's because I was doing it, but I watched him and I said, man, you made me feel like it's okay to kiss my son. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
He was kissing the shit, and I always kiss my kids. But I was like, when I be out in public, I be trying. I want to kiss him. I don't want nobody think I'm, doing that. Man, Jay was kissing this boy. He just kept kissing this dude. And I was like, hey man, thank you, man. He was like, what? I said, man, you made me realize it's okay to kiss my son. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah. Do you remember me telling you I was at work and I was like, I said, I'm just in love with my son. Do you remember me telling you that? And somebody was like, what? You know what I'm saying? And look, man, this we fathers. Yeah. And that's the moral of the story. But I want to add one more thing, like, because maybe I'm wrong in this. This has been kind of like, and it goes back to the emotional intelligence, but all of this is what we were talking about, is sort of like dealing with our feelings and our emotions, whether we deadbeats or whether our women in society are acting in a way they should act, and is it our fault or are we to blame? All of this is sort of nestled into the concept of emotional intelligence, if you will, in some shape, form, or fashion. But this one I want to just ask y'all, this is something off the cuff real quick. Do you all think that like we are afraid to cry in public, or that somehow there's this concept that we can't show our feelings?
No.
I'm oh man, I'm still old school. I am.
Cause hold on, this is what I'm saying. Let's be clear. Because I typically don't cry in public.
Right.
I'm not saying whether or not we do, or because we emote different. Well, the way we deal with our emotions.
No.
So I'm not saying that we don't do it. I'm saying, do you think that we feel the pressure of sort of like not doing it? Like, oh shit, I'm about to cry in public. I'm less than a man. Do we think that? That's my question.
I think you know what? I would say this. And this may swing a little bit different, but I think most of us, black men, and I say black men in particular, will feel safer crying in public than we would in our own houses around our women.
Ooh.
But that's another.
Yeah, I know.
That's another strike at emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah.